Hi, I'm Jamie King from Flex and Flow Yoga. I am so excited that you're here for the Flex and Flow Yoga 10-Day Beginner Yoga Challenge. I hope that this is the start of a lifelong practice for you, or perhaps a refresh if it's been some time. All right, let's get started. All right, come and join me on your mat. We're gonna start in a very easy seat. So come on down to your seat, cross your ankles in front of you if that's comfortable, and then sit up nice and tall. Make sure you feel rooted through your sits bones, and then extend your spine. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, and just pause here. You can keep your eyes soft in a gaze or close them entirely if that's feeling good for you. And then we're just gonna tune in. We're gonna welcome in our practice. We're gonna invite a little bit of space into our body. And before we begin to move through some postures, I want you to take a moment just to breathe. Taking air in through each nostril and exhaling it back out again. Most importantly, see if you can feel expansion through your lungs, your belly, as you clear some space. And as you start this journey, our 10-Day Beginner Yoga Challenge, please know that this is a practice. So give yourself that compassion and grace to move in a way that feels right for you. See if you can extend your spine just a little bit more. Find length as you inhale here. And really root down through your seat as you exhale out through the nose. Feel the stability of the ground beneath you. And feel this gentle hip opener as we sit here together on our mat. One more big breath in. Release the breath out through the nose, let it go. If your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open. Reach your arms up and over your head, really stretch tall. And then take your left hand outside of your right thigh and bring your right hand back behind your right hip. Finding a gentle twist, just awakening the spine. Take your gaze over your right shoulder and lengthen your spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit deeper. On the next breath, reach your arms up to the sky, and we'll switch sides. This time, take your right hand outside of your left thigh and let your left hand fall just behind your left hip. Extend your spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, maybe take your gaze over your left shoulder, finding a little more depth. One more breath. Bring your arms back up through center on your next inhale. And then take your left hand this time and place it down by your left hip. Reach your right fingers as high as they will go to the sky, and then start to extend up and over to the left side, bending into your left elbow to make space. Feel this nice side body stretch. Maybe take your gaze up and under your right armpit. Take another full breath here. Feel that nice extension through your rib cage, and stay for the breath out. Inhale, both arms reach up back high to the sky. Keep your sits bones nice and grounded, and then release your right hand by your right hip. Again, find length with your left hand. Reach your fingertips high, and then stretch up and over to the right side, bending into the right elbow to make space. Find a big breath in, lengthen through your rib cage, and then ground down through your seat as you breathe out. Really nice work. We're gonna inhale back up through center, find space. And this time, as you exhale, bring your hands down in front of your legs and just gently walk them forward until you can no longer walk them forward. Just a little forward fold here if you want. If you have the space, you can rest your forearms, or you can keep your fingertips tented and just release into your hips, your outer glutes, your spine. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, just walking the hands back in towards your legs, lifting your spine back up, Finding that extension, reach your arms up and overhead. And then release them down by your sides. Okay, from here we're gonna move into tabletop pose, all fours. So you might just wanna swing your legs back behind you and find your way so that your hands, your wrists are under your shoulders and your hips are just directly over your knees. Your low belly is drawing in towards your spine so that it's nice and long, and you're pressing down into the mat. Imagine that you're turning 2 jars with your hands and wrap your upper arms in. That'll help support you here. Once you have this nice position in your tabletop, we're gonna take our belly down towards the mat, lift the seat, lift the head, find the breath, inhale through the front side of your body, and then as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and bring your pelvis forward into cat. We'll inhale into cow, reaching the heart forward, lifting through the seat, extending through the front side of the body, and exhale into cat. Let's do that 3 more times. Find the breath. Articulating our spine, just beginning to move things around. Notice how your breath connects to each movement. Last 2 rounds, inhale into your cow shape. See if you can really lift and extend through the heart. And as you exhale, press into the mat, round into your spine. 1 more time through, find more space. This last one, see if you can lift a little bit higher on your in-breath. And as you exhale, tuck and round in, press into the mat. Really nice work. We'll meet back in a neutral tabletop, so nice long spine here. You're doing so great. We're gonna tuck our toes onto the mat, and then we're gonna gently lift our knees and press your hips to the sky. Keep pressing into the palms as we find our first downward facing dog. Go ahead and soften through both of your knees. Come up onto the balls of the feet, so lift your heels. And then with your knees still soft, let your heels fall back down towards the mat. Find your breath. If you're not sure if your down dog is in the position that you'd like it to be in, my best tip is to roll forward into a high plank or top of a push-up. And this is about the same distance that our hands and feet will go. And then lift your hips back to the sky. So you can do that a couple times until you feel comfortable. And then when you find this shape, this nice upside down V, you'll continue to feel as though your heels have magnets to your mat. Let them heavy down towards the mat. Let your palms press into the mat, your upper arms dragging just gently inward. Belly is drawing towards your thighs, finding softness in your upper spine. We're here, we're breathing. Feel the breath nourishing your spine, inhaling all the way into the hips, and then exhaling all the way back down the legs into the heels. 1 more full breath in. And full breath out. Nice work. We're going to gaze forward on our next inhale, so between your hands, and then come to the balls of your feet, soften your knees, and take 2 giant steps towards the top of your mat. Your feet can be about hips width and a nice bend in your knees as you release your belly to the thighs and let your head just fall, finding a forward fold here. If you'd like, you can keep your hands dangling on the mat, or maybe you grab opposite elbows and just find a soft sway from side to side. Welcoming some space into the back side of your body, and not worrying ourselves about straight legs or how flexible we are, but instead giving ourselves space to root through the feet, to bend the knees, and to use the legs to lift the hips actively towards the sky. Take another full breath here in your fold. If you have the bind of the elbows, gently release it, and then take your hands to your shins and start to bring the crown of your head in line with your seat. So you have a nice long spine and you're halfway lift. And then we'll exhale, bend to the knees and fold all the way back down towards your toes. Press down actively through your feet. We're gonna circle sweep our arms all the way to the sky as we rise up, stand up tall. Arms travel towards the sky, breathe in. And exhale your hands together through heart center. Pause for a moment. Take a big breath here. And a big breath out. Nice work. Release your hands down by your sides. And we'll inhale, arms reach up to the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart with a nice long spine. We're going to hinge from the hips and fold down towards the toes. Find your halfway lift so hands can come to shins, crown of head in line with the seat. And then soften your knees, and this time step back with your right foot, step back with your left foot, finding high plank top of a push-up. If this is already too much, you can soften your knees to the mat here. Take a big breath in your plank. And then everybody soften your knees down to the mat. Release your chin and your chest down to the mat. And then as you're ready, inhale, lift your chest up towards the sky. Come onto the tops of the feet. Press the heels a little closer together. Draw the elbows in and lift up through your heart. Big full breath here, little baby cobra. And breath out, release forehead to the floor. Bring yourself back up into tabletop pose. So press through your palms to lift. Come up onto the knees. And then tuck the toes to find downward facing dog. Press your hips to the sky. All right, we just completed one round of a sun salutation. We'll do it again, and I'll give you some options to add on if this is feeling good. When you're ready, breathe in, look forward, come to the balls of the feet, bend your knees, and take 2 big steps to the top of your space. We'll find a halfway lift, hands to shins, find your seat in line with the crown of the head, and then exhale, soften the knees and fold to your toes. Press through your feet nice and active. Circle sweep your arms to the sky. Stand up nice and tall. Palms together through your heart. Pause for a breath. Find your stability here. Find your balance. And then release the arms down by your sides and inhale them all the way back up to the sky. Bring your hands through your heart and we fold. Nice flat spine brings you back towards your toes. Find your halfway lift, hands to shins. And exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, maybe step back left this time, and then right. You can keep knees lifted or lower them as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you can lower knees, chest, and chin like we did before. Or try all the way, one straight line, bending elbows in towards your ribs and coming down to your belly. Untuck your toes when you arrive. And then we'll press the heels a little closer together, firm up the legs, and then lift your heart forward and up, finding little baby cobra. Feel that strength of your backside body, your whole core. Inhale, reach up a little bit higher, and exhale, forehead back down. You can press to a tabletop if you like, or if you're feeling up to it, tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs, begin to lift your belly and press through your palms, high plank. Exhale, really nice downward facing dog. We're gonna go through that whole cycle one more time. You've got this. On your in-breath, come to the balls of your feet. Soften your knees, gaze forward. Take 2 giant steps to the top, and we fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins, crown of head in line with your seat. And exhale, we fold. Press through the feet to rise all the way up. Circle, sweep the arms, fill up with air. Hands through your heart center. Very nice. Inhale, reach the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Find a nice long spine and take it down towards your toes. Halfway lift. Bend your knees. Step back right. Step back left. Find your high plank. You can take it down, knees, chest, and chin, or one straight line all the way to your belly, lowering elbows in towards your ribs. Bring your feet onto the mat, and then once again, firm up through the legs, lift through your heart, find your little baby cobra. Maybe see if you can release your palms from the mat this time. Maybe even lift the whole palm off of the mat. Hold for a big breath in. And exhale, release forehead to the floor. Tabletop or high plank, if you're going for that high plank challenge, tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your thighs, lift your belly, and then press through your palms for high plank. Downward facing dog is where we meet, hips to the sky. Nice work, 3 sun salutations, we've done it. Take a big breath here. And a big breath out. Settle in. On your next inhale, we're gonna move our left foot so that it's just sort of towards the center of our body, and then reach our right leg to the sky for 3-legged dog. To give ourselves a little stability here, just work the right hip down in line with the left, and then actively press through your right heel towards the back of your space. See if you can distribute weight evenly through both of your hands. Take another breath. And then as you exhale, we're gonna draw our right knee as close to our nose as we can get it. And then we're gonna lightly step the right foot through. Now if your foot stops here, just give it a little assist and continue to walk it forward till it comes just between your hands, okay? No big deal. This is our runner's lunge. From our runner's lunge, we're gonna lower our back left knee to the mat and then untuck the toes so the top of the foot is rooted. Bring your hands to your right thigh and gently press your hips down and away. See if you can find some stability here. Feel your right knee stacking over your right ankle and the hips are drawing down. So you're creating length in the front side of your body. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can circle sweep the arms up to the sky. Finding more extension in your lunge, maybe feeling that left hip flexor growing. Take another breath in. On the breath out, we're gonna take our hips and bring them back towards our left heel as we lengthen the right leg, and then hands can come down to frame right around our right thigh. The left hip draws gently forward as the right hip draws gently back, half split. We're gonna inhale, lengthen our heart, and then exhale, drop the belly a little closer to your right thigh. See if you can flex your right toes and really draw them in towards your face. So nice. Take another breath here. And exhale, release. On our next in-breath, we're gonna bend into our right knee and walk the hands forward so they frame the right foot. Left hand is gonna root down, and we're gonna reach our right arm high, finding a simple twist. You're gonna see if you can get your right shoulder just up and over the left. Pausing here. If you'd like a little more challenge in this lunge, you can tuck your left toes and then gently begin to press your left knee away from the mat, seeing if you can keep the stability here in your legs. Very nice work. Knee can be lifted or lowered. Find your breath. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, follow your right hand back down to the mat, and then step back to your plank with your right foot. Pause for the breath in. Lower your knees, chest, and chin, or all the way down to your belly, one straight line you choose. And then lift your heart forward and up, little baby cobra, come to the tops of the feet. And exhale, release forehead to the floor. Come through table or high plank, your choice. Downward facing dog we go. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out, you're doing awesome. On your next in-breath, take your right foot and move it towards the center line just a little, making space as we draw the left leg back behind us towards the sky. So you really want to think about getting your left hip in line with your right and then pressing through your left heel so you have 2 strong active legs. Evenly distributing weight in our palms, take a big breath in. On the breath out, bring your left knee in towards your nose as far as it will go. And then we work on stepping the left foot through. And you might take a couple steps as an assist. Find your runner's lunge, and then lower your right knee down. Untuck the right toes, clamp the top of the foot, and then bring your hands to your left thigh and gently nudge your hips down and away. Feel your heart lift here. Feel the stability of your legs. You can stay just as you are, practicing dropping the hips but keeping that stack of knee over ankle. Or if you have the space, circle sweep the arms up to the sky. Feel your whole front side body getting a little longer. Maybe soften the shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're gonna lengthen our left leg, press the hips back towards our right heel, half split. Hands can come down to frame your left thigh. And then take an inhale breath to extend your heart. And exhale, deepen into your fold. See if you can draw the right hip gently forward, left hip back. One more breath. And stay for the exhale. We'll rebend into the left knee, walk the fingers forward. We're gonna root our right hand down to the mat this time and lift the left finger skyward. Stack your left shoulder over the right. Find your breath. And then we'll tuck the right toes for more challenge. Lift the right knee gently away from the mat. You can stay with that knee lowered if you need. Pause here for another full breath, whatever variation you've chosen. And then follow your left hand down to the mat, release. Walk your left foot back to meet the right high plank. Knees, chest, chin, or one straight line all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes when you arrive. And then lift your heart, little baby cobra. Exhale, forehead back down towards the floor. Tuck the toes, tabletop or high plank. And then press to downward facing dog. Really nice work. Breathing into your whole backside here. Find another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. On your next inhale, lift the ball onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, take your gaze forward, and take 2 giant steps to the top of your space. Find your forward fold. We're gonna inhale, find a little halfway lift. And then exhale, we fold back down towards the legs. We're gonna work into our legs a little bit here, so bring your fingertips on either side, pinky side edges of the feet, and then drop your seat in line with your knees to start. And then sweep the fingers onto the mat, like trace towards the top edge of the mat, and then let them lift as your heart lifts, chair pose, Utkatasana. Send the weight back into your heels. Feel your butt melting down here. Take a deep breath in. Nice, strong legs, strong belly. As you breathe out, bring your hands through your heart center, and then release all the way down to your seat. Very nice, everybody. We're doing so awesome. Hope you're feeling warm. All right, from here, we're gonna move into bridge pose. So with your feet firmly rooting onto the floor, we're gonna release onto our backs. So join me. You can take your arms forward, or for more support, let them down by your sides. And we're gonna roll onto our spine, however you need to get there. Once you are on your spine, walk your feet in as much as they will allow towards your hips. Knees are pointing skyward. Hands down by your sides. You can press your palms into the mat for more support. And then we're going to inhale and lift our hips to the sky. So press into the feet. Inhale, lift your hips to the sky. Feel that length through the whole front channel of your body. Maybe feel that nice gentle stretch through the quads, that opening of the heart. Take another breath in. And breath out, gently release your hips back down. We'll do that twice more with some options to add on if you're feeling so inclined. On your in-breath, lift your hips, spread across your heart. You can stay here or work one shoulder blade at a time in towards the center of your mat. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows underneath you, or even clasping the palms together and rolling the heart a little bit higher. One more breath. If you have that bind, gently release your shoulder blades, release your arms down by your sides, and let your hips fall. Last time through, big breath in. We'll press through the feet, lift the hips to the sky. Same thing as before, you can stay with your palms firmly rooting into the mat, or maybe walk one shoulder blade and then the other underneath you. Maybe grab your elbows or clasp your palms and roll even more as you lift through the seat. So we're engaging our glutes, but we're not clenching the cheeks, if that makes sense. Lengthen your front side body, take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release through the arms, release through the hips, and let it all fall. Walk your feet towards the outside edges of your mat and just let your knees kiss. Maybe take one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart and connect to yourself here. Find your breath here. Let your belly and your chest expand and just let everything quiet down. Honor all that hard work you've just done. Take one more big breath here, softening your low back, your sacrum towards the mat. And then we'll release the knees gently. Walk the feet back in a little bit so they're about hips width on your mat. And then draw them back in towards your chest, so the thighs pressing towards the belly. You can bring hands to the tops of your shins, or if you have more space here, you can wrap around so that hands can grab onto opposite elbows. Whatever feels accessible for you. This shape is called Apanasana, and it means to release or eliminate. So see what you can release. Can you release a little tension in your face? Can you release a little tension in your hips? Can you release any doubt or self-limiting thoughts? Take one more big breath here. And as you breathe out, release your feet back to the floor. Let your hands fall down by your sides. Take a big breath in. Walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat once again. And then bump your hips over to the right just a little. And then let your knees fall as they are over to the left side. You can keep your hands, one hand on your belly, and then maybe you extend that right arm out wide. Or take your left hand and let it follow, and you can have wings out by your sides, whatever feels most comfortable. This nice gentle supine twist, if you want to close your eyes or keep a soft gaze over the bridge of your nose, you can do that. Maybe feel your heart gently expanding as you nourish your spine, your hips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Draw your knees through center. And then shimmy your hips over to the left a little and let your knees gently fall over to the right. Your gaze can be up to the sky or maybe take it over your left arm. And again, you can take one hand to your belly, maybe extending the left arm, or release both arms out nice and wide. Feel that nourishment of your spine, that gentle stretch across your heart. Take one more breath. And then bring your knees back up through neutral. And slide your hips back to the center of your mat. Maybe walk your feet in again. Draw your knees in towards your chest one final time. Bring your hands to your shins or opposite elbows if you have that space. Take a deep breath here. And then as you take your next inhale breath, we're going to extend our whole body long onto the mat. If you have low back things, if something does not feel good about this posture, for whatever reason, whether it's low back or pregnancy, you can always bend your knees or place blocks underneath them and lie this way, or take a side lay and roll all the way over onto one side, letting your head rest onto your hands like a little pillow. So choose a restful pose that feels restful for you. And if you're lying on your back, you can let your palms open to the sky. Let your chest broaden, releasing your shoulders, releasing your hips, letting your feet just splay open. Take up space. And come back into that breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Giving yourself this rest, this gift of a pause in the middle of whatever is going on in your day. Stay here as long as feels right for you. Or when and if you're ready, make a little movement in your fingers and your toes And then begin to soften over to one side, finding that side lay shape. And then very gently, when you feel ready, with ease and patience, take your palms down, walk your hands in, come to a comfortable seat. Lengthen up through your heart, find a big breath in. Hands through heart center to thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. I thank you all for joining me for day 1 of our Flex and Flow 10-day beginner yoga challenge, and I hope to see you on your mat tomorrow for day 2. If you'd like more classes, fitness, yoga, retreats, whatever, pop on over to www.flexandflow.org, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us on YouTube. Thank you so much.